Murder! Yes, the murder.
No, my boy.
Justice!
Behold, a jug.
Behold the Nepetter.
No. Poor sweet Nepetter.
Honk.
Uh-oh.
Grab a horn, you will know what to do.
The detest in his eyes.
He's been out-goobered.
Yeah! Flip. Knock her out. You can't let me kill her.
No! Terezi, don't do it!
Egbert punch!
I remember what happened to us. We were never dead at all. We've been asleep.
Think of me as one of your kindly human uncles. Oh my goodness. What the fuck? It was all planned out. Clearly, this was true. Hello, everyone.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
Hello.
We're back. We're getting started on the final major, like, part of Homestuck, really.
Fuck, dude.
Like, I mean, Act 6, Act 6, Act 6, and Act 7 are both, like, one page, basically. Or, like, well, I guess there's a couple more, but they're short. This is the last major chunk of Homestuck.
Basically the rest of Homestuck.
We're almost done, and that is surreal to say.
I'll save my sappy speeches for the last episode.
Save it for the end. We'll definitely have that.
Oh, yeah. Ooh.
Oh, good Leard. Anyway, Act 6, Act 6, Intermission 5, baby. Oh, this song's theme.
I wonder whose logo that is.
Wow.
Oh my god, wait, I've seen this fucking song on YouTube.
Dude, Moonsetter, I think maybe it's in my top 5 Homestuck songs, I think. We have Vriska Graham.
Beautiful. Oh.
Wow. Bro's tweaking. We get to see all the events of the newly retconned timeline.
Yep. Oh shit. Nice.
Wow.
Oh.
Okay, Dave.
That's Dave. That's Dave that did that, yeah, for sure. Ew.
No.
Yay! Got Terezi!
Yeah!
Yeah! Tabletop his ass.
Goated.
Oh.
She just needed a friend.
They're buddies again.
Wow.
Oh. Adorable.
They're so silly. Yeah.
These fucking dumbasses. Oh. Carcat's trying to help him make the sick beats.
These sick beats. Get that
Face.
shit out of here!
Alcoholism's for nerds. Oh.
Wow.
What?
Yeah, because
And everything's normal-ish here.
Everything's relatively normal here. Not
Yeah,
so
wow.
Weird. Hey, look, Ghost Vriska is
So Ghost Vriska's
fine.
still there. So lesbians do get to be real. Well, I mean, in fairness, that's effectively a Doom timeline, so that makes sense.
Vriska gets there instead of Gamzee.
So it's just Tavros Sprite now,
Wow.
because Vriska wasn't dead to be a. Oh. Very casually holding the head of Equius.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Vriska, rather than making a bunch of horrific combinations, except for Fafetta, who's awesome, I guess.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Poor sweet Fafetta.
no Fafetta in this timeline, it seems. Truly, this is the worst outcome.
Dear. Poor, sweet Fafetta.
It's over. It's all over.
No, it's never been so over.
Wow.
I'm sobbing loudly. Oh. Hey, Skya. What's up? Oh,
They're on this platform.
you're on the platform.
Wowzers.
Huh.
Jane is sleeping. Jade is sleeping.
I
They're
think Jake
sleeping.
having just Tavros sprite feels appropriate.
Yeah. Is it time yet?
No.
Oh. How about now?
No, Dave. We've been waiting for 3 years. 3 years is a pretty long time, long enough for me to have picked up the habit of calling them years instead of the far more sensible unit of measurement, sweeps. I think you should be able to survive just a little longer.
I still don't understand what's supposed to happen. He's just supposed to, like, appear?
That's my understanding, yes.
You mean here on this frog circle thing?
I don't know. Somewhere in this session, at which point, if he has any brain at all, he'll seek us out.
So, Jade came on a gold ship through a tiny window apparently, but John wasn't on it?
Well, his corpse was, somewhere. But that John doesn't matter anymore. Kind of like how there was a bird version of you out there, now presumed dead, who also didn't matter. The real John and the other Lalonde girl will spontaneously appear from a different reality. I determined a lot of this through my time travel reconnaissance work upon arriving in this session. Sorry to steal all the timey thunder from the great Knight of Time, end quote, but someone had to take the initiative and go on a fact-finding mission.
No, it's cool. You could have the thunder if you want it.
When exactly is this supposed to happen?
Soon.
And she's unhurt. Will she remember our brief encounter?
This is a totally different Lalonde girl. Things went differently for her, so she'll have different memories. I have no idea if you and she interacted at all in her timeline. I don't know the full extent of John's alt-reality experiences either, but apparently things went raw for them in about as many ways as you can imagine. Presumably because I wasn't around to keep everyone's shit in order.
It's fucked up that she's right.
Yeah. Oh, snap! But yeah, I agree with the sentiment largely of you being more competent than most people in general, Vriska.
Thanks, Tavros.
Hey, look! I know I'm not considered important enough to be in the loop on certain key tactical decisions anymore, and that I don't really know what's going on most of the time, and therefore am forced to take any bullshit that happens with a grain of snack mineral big enough to bludgeon a man to death. But if it's not too much trouble, Vriska, maybe you could take a moment to explain why Tavros is now a sprite. And Equius, too. And also why Equius is wearing a pair of moronic-looking sunglasses. Thanks in advance!
Sorry if you're having trouble keeping up with the times, Carcat. I didn't explain it because I thought the nature of the development was fairly self-evident. I mean, no offense, but I didn't hear anyone else voicing any confusion. What about you, Kanaya? Did you think it was fairly self-evident?
I thought it was fairly self-evident.
Yeah, see?
You apparently took it upon yourself to prototype the 3-year-old cadavers of 2 of our deceased friends?
No, I got that. I'm not a fucking idiot. I mean, where did you find these unprototyped kernels? Didn't these people already enter their session?
Yes, they did months ago from the current frame of reference. But this is a void session, Carcat. I thought we talked about this. A void session, by definition, is one where the players enter the game with the kernels unprototyped. As such, it becomes totally dysfunctional. It can't bear fruit because there's no battlefield in Skya, unless you go to the trouble of putting one there, of course. Which the Condess has already done for us, via Grimbark Jade, prior to our arrival. Quite considerate of her, really. This is aside from the point, though. The bottom line is, this session comes courtesy with 4 unprototyped kernels, waiting to be put to use. So, not being one to let a sweet perk go to waste, I took initiative, and put 2 of them to use myself. Really, this is some basic stuff, and I'm sure we went over it all at one point during our trip.
We did. Karkat, don't you remember when I walked everyone through this? I was making extensive notes in my journal. When I looked away for a moment, you and Dave wrestled the tome away and began scribbling phalluses in it while giggling like children. Maybe? Guess that rings a dog shouter.
Oh, what? Dude, Lamau.
What? Shut up. Look, a lot has happened in 3 years. We've all been through stuff. Am I really expected to remember every tedious morsel of exposition from our resident light bores?
Rose, get a load of this ungrateful Philistine. He doesn't deserve our fucking acumen. Between your nerdish obsession over the knowledge granted by our aspect and my unprecedented ability to weaponize said knowledge with ruthless gamesmanship, we are double-handedly saving the asses of everyone on this team.
I'm glad at least one person here appreciates this categorical certainty.
Hey, I appreciate that categorical certainty.
Whom do you think I was referring to? Wow, okay, what the fuck ever to that vainglorious load of crap. I'm still spouting off here, I think.
That's fine, Karkat. Take all the time you need to collect yourself and continue frothing at the mouth whenever you're ready.
Okay, I figured out some stuff I'm still either pissed off and or confused about. So, you say there are 4 colonels here. You know, we did lose more than 2 friends on that meteor, which reminds me, I guess I should say, hi Tavros and Equius, again. Nice to see you guys back with us, sort of. Pardon me if I can't get too sentimental about the reunion, since along the way here we ran into about 10 different versions of your stupid ghosts. That kind of lets a little air out of the poignancy balloon, sorry. Hey, buddy. Don't wink at me! Greetings, old friend. Not to worry, I have stored enough poignancy in my heaving balloon-like pectorals for the both of us. Though I should clarify that approximately half of my personality couldn't give
Personally, thanks.
Approximately half of my personally. But approximately half of my personality couldn't give the faintest fidgeting horse stump about you or your sentimental notions. Also, I am very busy here, so stop talking to me completely.
Oh man, classic.
Okay, that was weird.
Yeah.
Speaking of weird, one thing that bugs me about this is, I guess it implies you've been hoarding the bodies of our dead friends for the past 3 years. That's a bit fucked up, even for you. And not to get too macabre, but I would have thought they would have rotted by something, rotted by now or something.
Yes, there was some moderate decomposition. I did my best to preserve them for the journey after quickly rounding up the bodies while people had their backs turned.
Well, shit. That's a hell of a mystery that I always thought was a mystery, but found it too disturbing to contemplate solving. But damn if it didn't just get solved, so that's fucked up.
If you would stop being a wuss for half a second about a bunch of corpses, I'll explain my reasoning. These are the only 2 sprites I had any intention of using for resurrection purposes. I brought Tavros back because, let's face it, that was kind of my fault for unnecessarily impaling him with his own lance and all. It was my responsibility to make amends for that, so I did.
Yeah?
Tavros, don't interrupt.
Whoops.
Then I made Arqueus sprite happen because, first of all, he's a national fucking treasure. Literally everything he says is perfect and hilarious. And if I hear a single word to the contrary from the peanut gallery, the motherfucker with a beef rockets to the top of my shit list. So please, I enthusiastically invite one of you no-taste mouth breathers to talk smack about the A-man. Make my day.
Briz, yo, nobody's arguing with you on that. Everybody here thinks he's pretty cool. Like, just enough freak show step removed from being my bro, I guess, enough to make me not feel like...
Dave, don't interrupt either. Nobody's allowed to interrupt me when I'm talking up Arqueus Sprite. That's the rule.
Owned. Wow, owned.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
Second, the guy is a fucking tactical genius. Totally conniving and calculating, and unafraid to use methods that are just a bit morally dubious to achieve his objectives. And since I can't stick around for too long, your party is going to need someone like that. Besides, it seems like a really fitting fate for Equius. He genuinely seems to be more comfortable with this state of existence, and seems a lot happier than I ever remember him being when he was alive. So I'm perfectly willing to do him this solid. After all, he did help me out when I blew my arm off, so now we're square.
You mean triangular.
What?
Triangular?
I don't.
It's the shape of my club glasses.
Oh. Oh. See what I mean, guys? He's a fucking riot.
Agreed. Thank you for this strong endorsement. Low blood / person I've never heard of and don't care about. I'll be finished my work here momentarily. Excuse me, Mr. Arqueus. What exactly are you doing to her? I am disabling her tiara top. It is extremely delicate work not to be trusted to human hooves.
Yes. I've also decided it's imperative to reclaim Crocker from the Condis before she can wake up and cause more trouble. Her powers will be incredibly advantageous to winning the battle ahead. If you can keep her out of harm's way, in addition to providing her general purpose restorative capabilities, she also represents one extra life for everybody. And since heroic deaths could be getting handed out like inexpensive tobacco flutes pretty soon, I'm guessing this boon is going to come in handy.
So, what about our other dead friends?
Huh?
You know, Nepeta, Aridin.
Oh, right, them. I was getting to that.
Yeah, okay. I know we talked a lot about strategy in advance, Friska, but I really don't remember you mentioning a plan to prototype our friends' corpses. Might have been nice to get a heads up. Not to make a bad pun on account of the fact that most of their heads were literally severed.
Yeah, sorry. I had a lot of logistics buzzing around my brain. It's hard to keep you apprised of everything that crosses my mind. I promise I'll be as thorough and transparent about my motives as I can from now on. Okay, Pyrope?
Okay.
So, after prototyping Tavros and Equius, that leaves 4 remaining dead friends, but only 2 empty kernels. Obviously, this presents quite a dilemma. Well, okay, technically 3.5 friends, whatever that means. Nepeta, Feferi, Aridin, and Solix's dead body with his half-ghost floating out there with Aradia. I know that caveat sounds stupid as hell, but let's not get hung up on it. The fact is, we've got 4 corpses, but only 2 slots remaining. And there's no way I'm going to lump their bodies into the same sprite to make a pair of freaks resigned to an existential hell worse than death. Except in Arqueus Sprite's case, since those 2 nutjobs mesh with each other's personalities so phenomenally.
I must compliment the exquisite judgment you've shown in this matter. But if I may suggest, nay, perhaps command, you should prototype the 2 royal bloods and be done with it. They deserve it.
No! Arqueus, your reservation is noted, but the hemospectrum is bullshit. It's not going to factor into this decision.
I strongly disagree, but also sort of don't care, as you were.
So, considering there are 4 left, and I can't personally say that any is more deserving of life than the others, I intend to let them all rest in peace. That is my ruling, and I'm inclined to call it final. They can live out the rest of their afterlives in the dream bubbles, which still need to be saved from Lord English, lest we forget, but of greater importance here is the fact that this leaves 2 empty kernels as a resurrection backup, in case one or two of you jokers dies in the line of duty once too often. Believe me, you'll thank me later for thinking this all through so well in advance.
Again, that's a good reason to have spare kernels, but maybe we should back up a bit. I'm not sure your verdict on dead friends is totally airtight, or that you have the authority to make a final ruling.
Come on, Terezi. I'm not saying I'm an authority on mortality here. I only said my ruling was final because my logic was so impeccable. It was like kind of a figure of speech.
Yeah, right. Let's think it through a little more, though. Solix's half-ghost is perfectly happy out there with Aradia. We've seen him and confirmed it ourselves, so there's no reason to consider him. And Aridin? He murdered Feferi and tried to kill Kanaya and Solix. He doesn't even deserve to be in the running. But Nepeta and Feferi, what did they ever do to anybody?
Yes, this is my point exactly. I don't want to be the arbiter of Aridin's value as a person because of the mistakes he made. Or Feferi's, or Nepeta's, or Solix's, or anybody's. The only reason I chose these 2 over others is on account of taking responsibility for some nasty shit I personally did, plus also some tactical considerations for the greater good, but that's different. I would think you of all people would be on the same page as me when it comes to taking responsibility for your own actions, while in the same stride not judging other people for their misdeeds too harshly. But if you feel comfortable continuing to crown yourself as the Queen of Justice, then be my guest.
Yo, give me a break. I think we both know the justice issues here are pretty cut and dried. Solix wants to be where he is. Eridan's a murderous douche. The girls are innocent. I say we bring him back.
Terezi, please, let's not bicker in front of the party. We need to be showing solidarity here.
We do.
Yes, we are equally important to the party as its overarching executives, the ones with the most experience in the department of guile and ruthlessness. I may project my voice louder than you and borrow the spotlight for a little longer, but you were always the soul of Team Scourge. I couldn't be doing this without you. I wouldn't even want to.
Aw. Yeah, okay, you're right. I'm behind you all the way.
I stated my case, but if you really want to revive them, that's fine with me. I've got the torso parts with me right here, so feel free to round them up and prototype them anytime.
You do? Where?
In the hunger trunk. I've stashed all the spare remains there to keep them fresh, along with our, final living party member.
Huh? Oh. Oh! Wow, yeah. I think I'll revive them a little later. Yeah, later.
Suit yourself.
So, am I inferring correctly from some shit I just heard that,
Inferring what?
that Vriska is like the de facto team leader now? Or Vriska and Terezi? I don't know, I never understood the Scourge shit. You two have always been like this scheming, giggling enigma huddled together in Peapod for hella self-tickled murder dorks. Couldn't for the life of me figure out what you've been getting up to on that meteor. Is this it?
Is what it?
The plan you were hatching all along? Is this like your big move? Your power play to usurp Karkat as team leader finally?
Oh, brother. Dave, no. This isn't a coup. It's just common sense rearing its ugly head for a change.
Oh, got it.
Good.
Wait, no, don't got it. It sounds like you're just, like, being the leader now because you want to, and making all the plans because nobody else wants to or really cares. I mean, not that I even care either, I just want to set the record straight. Karkat, are you cool with this? Karkat. 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 Yo, Karkat.
What?
Oh my god, dude, were you just not listening to any of that?
What? What? What's happening now?
Man, how long have you been tuning all this shit out? I mean, I literally just said I don't give a fuck about any of the shit Vriska is saying, so maybe I'm not the one to talk, but at least I had the decency to actually be joking about that. What the fuck are you even doing?
Sorry. Yeah, sorry, I'm guilty. I zoned out on some of Circuit's self-important blither and was carrying a private conversation with the mayor. Is that okay?
Dude, you don't have to get the go-ahead from me. Shoring up a little one-on-one time with the mayor is literally always acceptable. What were you talking about?
It's private.
I didn't hear you mumbling anything, though.
We were mostly communicating through a series of simple gestures. I was talking smack about certain people here, and chose to remain discreet about it.
No, yeah, I know what that's all about. How when you talk to the mayor and most of the time words aren't even necessary, like he just knows. Man, the mayor is so wonderful. I love him so much. Hey, let's all take turns hugging him.
No! That's fucking stupid! Just... What were you saying when I was spacing out just then?
No, nothing really. Just wondering how you felt about Vriska usurping your leadership role, and if maybe you wanted to throw a vintage shit fit about that, or...
No! Oh! That's a good one, Dave. Wow. Me, leader? Too funny. I am entirely and singularly baffled that it could even still occur to anyone to entertain the notion that I might still be playing any role even within sniffing orbit of a leadership position of this ridiculous party. When was the last time I did anything of a leadership-like nature without being trumped by Vriska's Machiavellian limelight gluttony? Or for that matter, when was the last time there was actually anything leaderly to do that didn't involve snuggling up on the couch to watch Good Luck Chuck for the 500th time? I have seriously just been assuming her complete takeover of all leadership duties was some fate-accomplished shit for 3 solid years. And have been since enjoying the peace and quiet of zero responsibilities, which is why, quite frankly, I have been able to keep my blood pressure down and now resemble the living embodiment of peace and fucking tranquility, which presently basks before you in a state of frothing euphoria hobbled turd vana.
Okay, so vintage shitfit it is.
Karkat, that was a beautiful soliloquy of acceptance and understanding of your role, due to acknowledgement of your overwhelming personal limitations. But be that as it may, you still actually do need to be paying attention here, so you can keep up with the plan. While I may be the leader now, this may be the last day I see any of you for a very long time. Someone's gonna need to step up when I'm gone.
All right, Circuit, then I'll make this a whole lot easier for you and the team as a whole. Starting now, I hereby renounce my role as the leader of this group, or any, forever. Vriska, along with her tactical virtuosity and monstrous ego, are more than suited for the role. And if, when, and to wherever she eventually decides to fuck off for mysterious yet to be explained reasons, then anybody else who feels inclined can slide right into that position so long as it isn't me.
Great, it's settled. I'm the leader. I gladly accept the baton you are going to such lengths to pass me, Karkat. Honored, in fact. Not everyone is nearly as passionate about labels or ranks as you. In fact, I'm pretty whatever about the distinction. But your melodramatic endorsement of my abilities is appreciated. Excuse me, Miss Leader. Not that it would ever occur to me to cast the slightest doubt on your strategic expertise, but I was wondering when you were planning on getting to the actual strategy part of this meeting? Glad you asked, Miriam. Way to keep the meeting on point. Remind me to give you a promotion. Promotion to what? Nothing. Nobody's getting a promotion. It was a joke. Fuck. Thanks, Kanai.
You're so excited, finally!
Fuck.
The only deserving leader here.
She deserves everything.
My goat.
The answer is very soon. As soon as Egbert and Lalonde get here. Which should be right about... Just give it another second or two. Right about...
Yo, can we maybe bust out some refreshments while we wait for this totally imminent thing to transpire? Can I look in the fridge?
There are no drinks in the fridge.
What's in the fridge? Sorry, I think I missed that part of the conversation. Oh, yeah, never mind.
Shush! Shut the fuck up. They're here.
Whoa! The dudes!
They made it.
Oh my god.
Hi, John.
Whoa. Hi, everybody!
Wow, he's really here, isn't he?
Hey, John!
Wow.
Don't just mumble to yourself, you rude fuck. Say hello.
Oh, yeah, hey, John. What's up?
Hey, Dave. Not much. Hi again, Karkat. I only saw you like 5 minutes ago, but I guess that was years ago for you. Dang. You've probably been through a whole lot of silly nonsense, haven't you? Wait, never mind. You don't have to answer that. There'll be plenty of time to catch up. Hi to everyone else, too. Oh, man, I missed you all so much. Even the people I don't know very well or haven't met yet. Oh, by the way, this is Roxy. She's my new friend, and we just went on a crazy adventure together to save the timeline and come find you all. So, here we are.
Hi.
Yay!
Yay!
Aw, it's cute.
Family
Aw.
hug. Adorable. Oh. No, hey, Terezi. Hello, Egbert. Guess our plan worked out pretty well, huh? This session is in much better shape than the last time I saw it. You really bailed us out. You're welcome. I mean, not that you specifically had anything to do with it. You were as much the beneficiary of your future self's crafty schemes as I was. Then don't get too smug. No, I'm pretty comfortable being smug and taking credit for future me's ideas. I've always been on excellent terms with my future self. She and I get along famously. Okay, whatever you say. Oh, that reminds me. I know the Scarf Agenda wasn't really your idea per se, but do you have any idea what all that stuffed dragon shit was about? Did that, like, actually serve a purpose in the timeline, or were you just fucking with me? I was almost certainly fucking with you. Oh, okay, wow, great. Good to know. Thanks for that, Terezi. That was a really awesome use of our time. I'm glad we're in complete agreement.
Wait, what? What's this about stuffed dragons? Terezi, what stupid thing did you make John do?
I just sent him on a few totally indispensable, mission-critical errands. This is all. No big deal. Yeah, forget it. Long story short is, I got owned. The end. By the way, good to see you again, Vriska.
Good to see you too, John.
It's cool that you're alive now instead of being a cunning ghost pirate. I think your, ways probably are more valuable to have here in the land of the living. At least I hope so.
I couldn't agree more. I never got a chance to thank you for knocking me out a few years ago. I mean, obviously, because I was unconscious. But thanks for that. I was being an idiot and deserved it. And as a bonus, it apparently saved my life, so thanks. You're a real friend.
Don't mention it.
I've received quite a few beatings in my time, and not only did I have each one coming, but they all led to big changes for me, on the road to becoming the impeccably evolved person I am now. So, by that measure, it was probably the most critical smackdown of my entire life.
That's cool. If you ever need another really important punch in the face, just let me know. I'm your man. Rose! Hi, John. Hi! Nice to see you, alive and well again. Not to mention in the correct timeline. Yes, you did it. I'm still a bit unclear on exactly what it was you did, but whatever it was, you sure did the hell out of it. Yeah! Thank you for returning with my Roxy. Thank you for returning with my Roxy is obviously the remark I meant to say, and is the statement of a reasonable person. Of course! Really, it is so good to see you. I'd give you a hello hug, but you seem kind of tied up at the moment. Oh my gosh, how cute. Hello! Jake, right? Yes. You sent me a letter once, right? In the box full of weapons and a rabbit? Oh, yeah, that was me. Thanks for that. That was cool. It made me really curious to meet you. Right. Me too. I mean, curious to meet you, not me. Not the little, I mean, that didn't make me... I mean, I was always curious to... Doggone it. What? Just, I had stuff I wanted to say when we met. There's so many people here, I don't know. Sorry. It's okay. I understand. I'm shy, too. Let's catch up sometime. Just you and me, man to man. Ooh! Roger that. Hey, Debras. Looks like you're here, too. Hell, definitely. But don't worry. I'm not very shy. Yeah, I know. So you can feel free to say as many things to me in a conversation as you want. That's, nice to know. Maybe later. Hey, Dave.
Hey, bro.
You're back and alive. All because of me.
I guess that's the thing we're all accepting as true, yeah.
It's okay. There's no need to thank me.
I mean, I wasn't going to, but, like, not as a means of being an arbitrary dick to my number one childhood pal from the past. I have literally no first-hand cognizance of ever being in danger. I just fucked around on a meteor for a bunch of years. And here I am, and so are you, which I think is pretty dope.
It is very dope. Hey, Carcat, don't leave me hanging here. What? There's more than enough fist bump to go around for everybody. I left it hanging there just for you, but you are leaving me high and dry here, dude.
Carcat, holy shit, where are your manners? Leaving a fist unbumped like that, this is a new low.
Oh my god! You didn't leave your fist there hanging for me. You fist bumped Dave, then withdrew your fist to say some things, then re-offered your fist to me. The moment you said don't leave me hanging, I saw you with my own eyes! Carcat, wow, that is really pedantic. And now you actually are leaving me hanging in order to explain your nonsense. I'm this close to revoking your bumping privileges.
God damn it. Here. Bump.
Bump. Yes, perfect.
Strider to the rescue. The fist bump has been secured.
Dave, no! Fuck! I wanted to do it of my own volition. This doesn't count. It's not real. Oh, it's real, buddy. No, I'm going to fist bump you later when I'm feeling it. But it's going to be fucking natural. Mark my words. We'll see, Cardcat. We'll see.
Wrecked.
Hey, Dave. Why is Jade asleep? And also Teen Nano. Or Jaden, I guess.
Oh, yeah, Vriska had to knock them out.
What? Why?
They were kicking up a ruckus.
Can you wake him up?
Don't wake them up.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't. Some kind of brainwashing thing going on. Gotta keep him napping. Especially Jade. I'm sure you know what kind of crooked-ass baloney fuck powers she got. Can't let her turn those against us.
Right.
She should be pretty psyched to see you, though.
You think?
Yeah, I don't know if you know this or not, but apparently along the way, our version of John died. So she made the whole trip without you.
Oh, no!
Yeah, this timeline was gearing up to be pretty tragic, I guess, but then you sort of Deus Ex'd out of nowhere and spared us those sad times. I mean, from your point of view, I guess it isn't Deus Ex shit. You were just the normal John. You always were zipping around like a nerdy hyper god, saving everything from whatever, but from our standpoint, you kind of just yanked yourself out of random ass nothing, but hey, you know what? I'll take it.
Man, I had no idea. I guess that's what Typhoeus meant? That's so sad. Poor Jade. I can't believe she had to spend all that time on the ship thinking I was dead. I mean, I guess I was dead, but you know what I mean. Are you sure you can't wake her up for a second just so she can see I'm all right?
Feel free, but I have a feeling you'll just be joining her nap if you try.
Darn. I guess we'll have to catch up later. Hey, what about Dave Sprite?
Dead.
No! That sucks too!
Yeah, I guess so.
You guess?
It's a weird subject for me. Like, the guy was always on borrowed time, wasn't he? I mean, that was kind of his whole thing, right?
I don't know. I'll miss him anyway, even if he isn't the real Dave. Kind of feel bad for ever thinking of him as a less real version, exactly.
Yeah, he's me and exactly what I would be, like, if I was a moping existential bird, so it's kind of embarrassing to even talk about, okay? I guess it is sad, but, you know, a lot of versions of me have died. Lots of versions of all of us, including you. Isn't what's important that certain dubiously categorized iterations of ourselves are all alive here and now hanging out?
Yeah, that is what's important. I guess there will be time to reflect on everything that was lost later, like dead time clones and double dead ghosts and other such hogwash. Right now, I'm still so excited to see everybody. There's so much crazy stuff for us all to catch up on. I don't even know where to start. It's overwhelming.
Don't stress on it. We still have some time to kill before shit starts getting real in this session. At least according to our Vriska-in-chief.
What do you mean?
All the bad guys are still just outside the Inciposphere. They won't converge here until a few hours or so. So let's all just sit back a while and shoot the shit. And I do mean empty our clips into the shit. Like really pump that turd full of lead. Right up until she gets bossy again and commandeers our fly bro times with more shrill tactical exhortations.
Okay, that sounds great.
Wow. We have
What the? Oh my god!
so
This
many
is
options.
Beautiful. Wait, hold up. Let me examine how many options we got.
Eight
Oh my
total
God.
options of groups
Let's
of characters.
do. I really want to see John and Jake.
I'm gonna read this first.
Okay.
You are confronted with an especially empowering character selection menu. 8 choices. Free will has done it again. It has caused you to feel alarmed and anxious, but maybe, just maybe, slightly excited as well. You cautiously click on a batch of teens to discover your true feelings. 8 possible options is actually kind of a lot now that you think about it. It may be easy to forget to click some of them. To make absolutely sure you've clicked on all teen batches before proceeding, you check to see if any of the links below are purple first. If any of them are blue, it means you didn't read those, and you probably should before continuing. Wow, free will sure is a lot of responsibility and hard work.
Beautiful.
All right, you want to go to John and Jake first?
As I was saying, yeah, we're going to do John and Jake first. This is the one that I've been waiting for. Hey, Mr. Jake Harley, I presume? No, it's English, actually. 'Twas my grandma's surname. Oh, my mistake. So then is it just a coincidence that she had the same name as an invincible supervillain? Are coincidences even real? I don't know. The history's a little murky to me. I heard you took the name from a nasty fellow to spite a wicked baroness. Okay, good to know. It's been interesting to learn how even though we're all pretty similar, we all had a lot of really different life details. I guess so. Like, there are all these things I take for granted about Jade's childhood, which in theory is similar to yours, but not really. She had a super powerful dog you didn't have, and also a grandpa you couldn't have had because, well, that was grown-up you. I'd be really curious to hear about all the differences in your life sometime, if you don't mind. Sure. Hell, I'd be really curious to hear about the differences in my alt life, so to speak, but Jane's asleep! I'm guessing she grew up in a similar situation I did, but with a bunch of differences? I guess I'll just have to wait. Well, she was a good friend. I know a lot of stuff about her life. What do you want to know? Oh! Let's see. So I was her grandpa instead of her being my nana? I'm not sure if that statement made sense, but you know what I mean. Yeah, she had a pop-pop. He was a really funny and beloved old-time comedian, so I guess that's the guy you grew up to be. Cool! Oh, I never knew my nana growing up, except as an urn of ashes above the fireplace. I only met her as a sprite. Was I dead? Or was he? Yep, but he wasn't ashes. They had a different way of preserving him, which I think was arguably more dignified. How? Have you seen Weekend at Bernie's? No? I've heard of it, though. Oh, man, you have to see it. It's about a couple of knuckleheads who parade around with a funny corpse trying to pass him off as a living friend and good time Charlie over a series of escapades. Sounds incredible. I still have it if you want to see it sometime. Definitely. Do you like movies? Do I? I love movies, too. There are a whole bunch I'd want to show you, assuming you haven't seen them already. I love talking about them with people. I think my friends usually just humored me about the movies I liked, but I have a feeling you'd really dig them. Oh, I guarantee you I would. Awesome. I can't wait to show you some. So, that means Jane had an old man corpse version of me around somewhere, like in her house? Yes. Okay, that sounds pretty preposterous to me, but I guess she must have grown up thinking it was normal. Not really. She was always pretty put off by it, to be honest. Oh, poor Jane. I'll have to apologize to her for freaking her out like that from beyond the grave. What was her life like otherwise? Pretty typical, I'd say. She always characterized it as boring. But I never agreed, really. She got to live on the mainland with access to all kinds of stuff I didn't have. And plus, she lived with a cool and manly father who cared about her a lot and seemed like a stand-up gent. Oh, she lived with her dad, too? Do you know anything about him? Not much other than what I just said and a few things she told me. I think he was stern and fatherly and dressed well, if memory serves. He was a private detective at one point. A private detective? Wow. Sounds like he must have been a completely different kind of dad from the one I had. Ignore the fact that they had the same sprite.
Yeah.
All these differences are so interesting. Some are subtle, but some are drastic, like this one apparently is. It'd be neat to meet him. I mean, not that it would be much of a substitute for getting to see my dad again, since they're totally different people, but you'd know what I mean. Do you know what happened to him? I'm not sure. I kind of lost track of him for a while. I think he might be in jail. Jail? Yeah, on Durst. I think. I could be wrong. I'll make a mental note to check on him sometime soon. I bet Jane would want to, too. When she wakes up, I'll ask her about it. Good idea! You know, Jake, at first you seem pretty shy, but you don't really seem that way at all now. You strike me as a nice regular dude who likes movies and stuff. I'm glad we are getting a chance to talk. Yeah, me too! I've been feeling way out of sorts since I got sprung from the big house and dragged along to this here frog stage to suddenly bump gums with way too many people, but you're really good company, John, and you know how to make a guy feel at ease. Yeah, it is a lot of people. I'm having trouble keeping track of everyone myself. They all seem like decent folk and all, but I guess everyone's catching me at a bad time. This wasn't how I pictured things going at all. How are you picturing it? Naively, I suppose. It's not that I was expecting differently of anyone else. More that I had spurious visions of my own conduct. Remember the letter I sent you? Yes. All the excitement and swagger you heard from me in those words. That's the man I thought I'd be when you met me. A man of action and gumption. Hell, when I wrote that, I thought by now maybe people would have come to see me as a leader. What a laugh. I turned out to be such a disappointment to myself and everyone else. The bravado in that letter was fake, I've realized lately. I've realized a lot of things. That I could never be a leader or a people person or probably ever have a quality relationship with someone. So it's hard to get a lot of moxie up for a big moment like this, even though I'm as excited about it as everyone else. Tavra Sprite already tried cheering me up, and he's nice, but I don't think it worked. Like, by saying maybe all that stuff isn't true, and maybe I'm actually really great in all the ways I don't think I am. It's a nice thought, but also it weirdly just doesn't make me feel any better. John, you seem like the kind of guy who likes to cheer up a pal, so I guess just so you know, someone already tried telling me I was wrong. It didn't work. I don't think you're wrong, though. Well, I don't know. We just met. What could I know about you other than what you tell me? I believe you about all that. Really, it just sounds to me like you're going through a lot of changes. Changes are good, said the breath player.
Yeah, fucking breath player behavior. All right.
All right, buddy. Pack it
are.
up. Pack it up. Changes are good, especially if you understand that's what's happening to you. I think that's how we grow and stuff. I think I've changed in a lot of ways. Some ways that weren't easy. Yeah? Sure. So you're realizing you like being by yourself, it sounds like. Big deal. I like being alone a lot of times, too. It helps me think. If that's who you are, there's nothing wrong with that. Jade's grandpa liked being by himself, too. So much so that he moved to an island as far away from civilization as possible. But he still did adventurous stuff and was super successful and raised a cool granddaughter who was actually his daughter and I guess also yours. Huh. Yes, I guess you're right. And if nothing else, at least you have a cool costume. You really like it? Hell yes! Wow, thanks. Sometimes I'll worry that I might look a little silly and feel kind of exposed, maybe, like I'm on sexy display as such and people don't see me as a person. I wouldn't worry about that. I love the god tier pajamas, and yours are badass. You look like a superhero. Really? Yes. Well, maybe a plucky sidekick at least. Sidekicks are really underrated anyway. I think in some cases they might be the real stars. Like, you know Batman? Truth be told, I think he might just be some kind of gallivanting idiot. He's got all the money and skills in the world, but what does he do? He buys a fancy car to drive around in, and then jumps out and starts punching crooks with his bare hands. Then, when he gets hornswoggled by a wily clown with no powers, and a lot less money. I lost my place. Fuck. There we go, thank you. With no powers and a lot less money, who has to bail him out? His sidekick, of course. Yeah, you're right. I haven't even trying to prove, being all serious and cool looking. His sidekick looks like he has a lot more fun and smacks of confidence and self-assurance trotting around in his underpants. Batman probably doesn't even care much about stopping crime. It's more about walloping thugs and getting to feel cool. If he really cared about stopping bad guys, he'd probably use his fancy money to buy guns and at least show the criminals he's backing to make them scared, if not surrender outright. I bet his sidekick probably just has to wait for Batman to bungle things up with his stupid karate, and when he gets in trouble, the sidekick just guns down all the crooks from a safe distance like a sensible person. Well, I do love guns! Also fisticuffs. See, there you go. You're better than Batman already. Hold on. Listen. Mayor. Cantown. Where? Earth. To scale? I don't see how. If you're really gonna build. He's talking to the mayor again. So it seems. They really appear to have quite the rapport. I just love how he talks to the mayor. It's like he made up this whole language of like minimal talking and hand gestures. It's so cute. Egbert, what the fuck? Were you eavesdropping? No, this is a private fucking conversation. Stop being rude garbage. I wasn't eavesdropping. You just happen to be like right there. And you're a really loud whisperer. Oh, okay then. Have an excessively quiet shut the fuck up. Sorry. Go back to your cute mayor conference. We'll be minding our business. Oh man, what's going on now?
Meow.
Why? Why does Ulysses need to be here? My allergies. Jaspers, what are you? Wait a minute, Rose, is that you?
Meow.
Oh my god! I turn my back for 2 seconds and something stupid happens.
Well, back to the character select screen.
Okay, cool. Might as well just go backwards, I guess.
Yeah, let's go in reverse order. Sure.
Let's hit him with a silly one.
Hey, am I interrupting anything?
Hey, Dave. No, Arqueus and I were just exchanging some notes before I bring the meeting to order again.
Okay, I just thought I would saunter over here. Things are getting pretty Lalonde heavy over there.
It really is an awful lot of fucking Lalondes, isn't it?
2 was okay, or actually cool even, but this? Yeah. Time to see what's up over here. How's it going there, Broquius Sprite?
Nearly finished radically downgrading Crocker here. I then plan on mourning the complete restoration of her woeful inferiority with a moment of silent, subtle flexing.
Okay, that was some weird stuff to say, but cool. So, you are some sort of freak, right?
Freaky. Yes.
Okay, good to know. It's like talking to someone who is half my bro, but then not even really. The bro is half, the bro half is half AI or something. So maybe 1/4 bro, but then maybe even less because like alt universe considerations and also part sprite.
I am notorious for being fucking sensational at mathematics, but I don't think I could break it down for you without lying about the precision of my figures, which is a practice I am by no means above, mind you.
Yeah, the bottom line is I can tell you're just a really watered down version. Or maybe sweated down? Why the fuck are you so sweaty?
I'm not. I toweled off less than a minute ago.
Oh god.
Sir Dave, there's much we could talk about en route to waxing hard sentimental about our dubiously shed fraternal past. The fact that I will not shouldn't be mistaken as preoccupation with this delicate cyber task, which is trivial to me since my mind is a faultless silicon mesh of living algorithmic perfection. Neither should it be ascribed to the fact that my troll hemidentity finds the notion of a reunion with you to be as boring as a fiddling fruit. It is mainly that such a bonding experience strikes me as an endeavor falling outside my totally ripped and kick-tuckus purview. Brother times with real Dave best be left to the custody of real Dirk, not to mention someone who gives at least a greater than a half a stupid shoot about you.
Swoon.
You know, I'm kind of glad you sound this insane and for the most part barely understandable. It makes it extra obvious you aren't my legit bro, which means I can actually talk to you while only being like vaguely confused and unsettled instead of curling up into a ball and having some sort of social conniption. Speaking of which, when is he supposed to get here, by the way?
Relax, Dave. He's scheduled to arrive around the same time as all the other bad guys. You still have time. I could have expedited his arrival, but I knew that meeting him was going to be a big deal for you, so I decided to let you have some space while we made some plans. See, I'm always thinking about what's best for you guys, and what's best for the overall strategy. Keeping everyone in high spirits is important.
What do you mean, expedited?
Never mind that. Just chill out.
Alright, so as long as I'm supposedly chilling and in no way wondering about my bro, are you sure there are no beverages in that fridge? No AJ or...
It's a blind alley, brother dog. I already asked if she had milk in there once, plus another 9 redundant times after that. I also asked if she would like to touch my muscles. The answers were 10 no's and 1 yes. That reminds me, Dave. Would you like to touch my muscles?
Maybe later. So, you're sure there's nothing to drink in there?
Yes, Dave.
Don't know why I'm so insistent. Not like my fridge ever had anything comestible inside. Why the fuck did you even bring it?
Don't worry about it.
Oh, come on.
Gamsy's in there.
Oh, right. Somehow I forgot that we literally just established that you had Gamzee locked in there for some reason. You sure we shouldn't maybe let him out?
Yeah.
He could suffocate in there.
Just revive. God tier style, right?
He's not a fucking god tier. He's faking it. He just made that fucking suit from scratch or something. I know he's complete trash, but maybe we should just let him out? What's the harm? It's not like he can cause much trouble. We all way outnumber him and have way more powers and shit.
No. Oh, wow. No. We will not be hearing from him again. No. Never, never, never again. Never. Wow.
So you're just gonna let him suffocate in there then?
Dave, give me a little more credit than that. Gamzee is supposedly relevant to some stuff that's going to happen in the new universe. He's still got some plot armor or some shit. So, when Earth is resituated, I'm just going to drop the fridge in the fucking ocean or something, and let him find his own way out.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, firm, but fair. Well, maybe not that fair, but I guess I don't care. So is John's hot mom awake yet?
No.
I mean, not hot mom, just mom. Damn, did anyone hear that?
Yes.
Shit, let's reboot. All trains of thought starting now. How much longer till his hot mom's awake? Mom, I mean his, not mine. His mom, not my hot mom. My mom, I mean fucking hell, not my mom, his. John's hot mom. Jesus.
Dave, you gotta lock in.
Hey, dude, calm down.
The Strider Express is off the rails again, so I'm going to duck out of this conversation. See you, everybody.
No, Vriska, don't go. At least do me the solid of letting me land squarely on some phrases that allow some plausible deniability over whether I think John's mom is super fucking hot. Shit, wait, pretend I didn't say that while still rendering its meaning in your mind somehow. Vriska's gone, I'm not even talking to anyone.
Dave, forgive me if I'm missing some nuance here, but it sounds to me as if you believe John's mother is physically attractive.
Okay, now you're just twisting my words around.
What would John think?
Okay, that's an interesting thought, but hear me out. What if we ran an experiment and spent the rest of our lives finding out what happened if we never told him?
I will consider your request for secrecy. Maybe. Frankly, I'm not sure she's anything to write home about.
What? Oh, what the fuck? Are you on the idiot drugs today? How could you possibly be serious about that? How is this unconscious teen grandmother not a completely smoking babe?
I guess she's not my container of scalding leaf fluid.
No, I don't even believe you. You're obviously just trying to rile me up by going against the grain of fragrantly obvious babe facts.
Is Dave saying inappropriate things about John's mother over there?
No, I'm not saying anything. Just standard, casual observations from a regular bystanding person.
He keeps calling her hot.
Wow. Wow. Peddle lies much. I guess reprehensible dishonesty is all the rage with the troll kids today.
Wait, what's going on? Are we all talking about how hot Jane is?
No. Maybe.
Because Janie is a straight up sexual fox riding a red hot nuclear bombshell. Right toward the Yowza Plaza in the heart of Babe City, Massachusetts, USA. The last A just stands for more ass.
Thank you for defending the position I may or may not have been arguing for moments ago.
No comment. Hey, are you guys talking about me? What's going on?
Nope.
Ow.
Dave thinks your mom's hot. What?
God damn it, Terezi.
Peak.
It's peak. Thank you,
All right,
X6X6 Intermission 5.
Beautiful. I feel like I need to be playing Elevator Stuck right now. That feels
Absolute
like what needs
cinema.
to be happening.
How's it going over there? I told them I would leave them alone and go talk to some trolls. I guess this troll over here will have to do. Happy to be of service. Man, look at them. They all seem so excited. Like a bunch of wigglers hopped up on high fructose grub sauce. I hope they don't crash from this reunion buzz too hard before it's showtime. If they do, I am sure one of your contingency plans will swing into full effect. Maybe you can buy time for everyone to recover by lulling our adversaries into an extensive strategy session. Hey, Miriam, why don't you can it? Our sassy little games of one-upsmanship are fun and all, but I'm trying to be sincere here. You know, seeing as this is the last time I'll see you all in a while. You're right, sorry. Bring on the sincerity. I was just saying about the humans. They seem so happy. I mean, look at Rose. No offense, but most of the time she's kind of a pill. None taken, and me too, probably. Good point. But I don't think I've ever seen her like that. By which I mean, making no discernible effort whatsoever to disguise the fact that she's happy. Well, okay, maybe there were a couple times. Is that in reference to how you like to flagrantly spy on us sometimes? I don't spy on you. That is such an unfair characterization. Would you can it with that shit already? I'll never understand your ongoing and apparently unironic use of the phrase can it. And in particular, why you always seem to direct this expression to me and seemingly no one else. I just think it is such a peculiar and amusing way to tell someone to be quiet. What? Why? No, that's a normal way of putting it. I mean, it's a pretty normal way to say, right? When you want someone to pipe down. Pipe down isn't much better. It's just a funny thing to say, and the fact that you don't realize it makes it funnier. I think the underlying explanation is that you are just funnier that you realize or try to be. Thanks, Homestuck.
Nice.
It is something I like about you. I guess I'll have to accept your sass as a compliment then. And no, I don't spy on you. I just check in with you sometimes to see how you're doing. Okay, if that's how you want to put it. You involve yourself in many private matters without even offering the pretense of doing otherwise. To think that at one point I was regarded as the meddlesome one. Look, it just so happens that I care very deeply for all my friends and want to make sure they're doing all right on a somewhat regular basis. Is that a crime? In some societies, violating the privacy of others in certain ways, yes, I believe so. I understand your motives, though, and really this is just me giving you a hard time. I never got why everyone treats their romantic affairs as so private. What's the big deal? So you like to do some smooching and stuff with another person? Maybe get over yourselves? Karkat is the worst offender. You'd think he was charged with guarding state secrets. Newsflash, buddy, nobody gives a fuck. It sounds like you very much give a fuck, though. Hey, why don't you cut me some slack? I don't hold anyone to standards I don't hold myself to. I'm very open about my relationships. My Moira allegiance with Terezi? Ask me anything. I have nothing to hide. We'll throw our diamonds up in your face like we're making a getaway. We don't even give a fuck. If you can't take the stench, then get out of the meal block. Same with any Ashen liaisons I've been involved with over the years. What's the big deal? I have to admit to being impressed with your, strangely natural proficiency with auspisticism. It is an incredibly difficult quadrant to master and very emotionally taxing, I find, in a way that conflicts with the pursuit of relationships in other quadrants. I can't ignore that during our trip you probably diffused a lot of unpleasant situations before they started. But when it comes to matters of privacy and such, and which forms of expression people feel at ease showing in public, pale relationships are really different, I think. What about the other kind? Seems to me you have not been involved in any, so I'm not sure you really understand. I just don't have time for anything like that in my life right now. Red and black relationships are so absorbing. I have a strong pale relationship, which is very important to me, but that's about all I can handle. Maybe later on, when the dust settles from this crazy adventure, I'll consider it. But for now, this is all I can deal with. I just have too many irons in the fire, you know?
I know all about the irons. I have heard rumors of this alleged fire as well.
So, what are they talking about?
What?
All your buddies over there. We were still talking about that. It's ridiculous how easily we all get sidetracked by romantic blither.
Oh, family stuff, mainly.
It's pretty fascinating, sociologically speaking, I mean. Their idea of families. The idea of siblings is strange enough. People who are genetically similar and grow up together. Spending all that time with Dave and Rose, you started getting a sense for it. Like, the logic of it, how it must have shaped Earth's society. But also its inherent ridiculousness. Sharing a residence with your near clone while growing up? So preposterous. But then you add the idea of parents, and suddenly it's complete madness. Our society was so individualistic, and that all seems so normal and reasonable. So I look over there and see 2 Lalondes and a Strider, and there's a whole other Strider on the way, and a human family starts striking me as not so much a social unit, so much as like an infestation.
Yeah, well, I will say, an entire other Strider does sound like a bit much, on top of what is already a spectacle. Maybe we just don't get it.
Of course we don't. That's my point. I mean, we have ancestors, but under normal circumstances, it's pretty much unheard of to imagine you'd ever get the chance to meet them. We had the unusual privilege of meeting most of ours, or at least certain versions of them, but that's still just a one-person lineage. It's really simple and comprehensible. Human lineage is just a huge clusterfuck, if you ask me.
There is a certain advantage to it, though. Their decentralized propagation makes it a lot more likely their race will persist. The same cannot be said for ours. I still often wonder if we are the last of our kind.
You're still doubtful about whether you can hatch a new mother grub?
Yeah. More than doubtful, I'd say.
You shouldn't lose faith. I'm not even the slightest bit worried about whether you can do it. When you get the chance, just brainstorm about it with the Lalondes. They tend to be full of ideas. Anyway, try not to get down about it. I have a good feeling.
Shit, I zoned out.
Welcome.
God damn it.
Welcome to the conversation. You're here.
Get down about what?
A particular obligation I have yet to fulfill. I sense she possesses some intelligence on the matter she wishes to be cagey about, so I guess that part of the conversation has been concluded.
Obligation? Vriska, have you been dishing more dirt on our strategy before formally bringing our meeting back to order? Pretty sloppy leadership move, if you ask me.
Karkat, it had nothing to do with your and Kanaya's upcoming roles in this campaign. It was a more private matter pertaining to Kanaya's broader significance to the future of our people. I will be very clearly spelling out the roles you and she will be playing momentarily.
Me? And she? As in, like, together? What the fuck are we supposed to be doing together?
You'll find out.
Great! I'm so glad. At this point, I only ever feel angst or even the slightest sense of agitation in my soul, to the precise extent that I worry Vriska might not have all of our fortunes completely mapped out already. I'm beginning to hyperventilate slightly less just thinking about it.
Good to hear, Karkat. Almost as cool as it is to see you yelled yourself out with John and Dave already, and have decided to come clock in some yelling time with us. Your ability to dig deep down and find a second wind is really quite astonishing. I shudder to think what would happen to this party if we ran out of its most precious natural resource.
Burned, owned, devastated. What more is there to say? Nothing really, unless you whatever pitiful tatters of your self-image you have left to get power pissed on by God Queen Circuit herself yet again. Either that, or one can ruminate fondly over the heavenly ret-forked reality wherein she was stabbed in the back by her Moirail, and we all got to live out in the fucking bliss that timeline would have been. Just think of the peace and quiet we would have had on the meteor. It was probably more than worth the price of cannonballing ass first into some sort of massacre trap. Vriska Circuit. Making the living envy the hypothetical dead since whatever it was she started doing that.
Way to stick the landing on that barb, genius. I appreciate that you are just moseying over to arbitrarily dump some utterly meaningless contention between us. But it's like I've said before many times, Karkat. I'm not interested.
Ouch! Slaughtered again! Don't listen to her, Kanaya. It's like this running gag she does all the time to own me.
What?
It's this funny thing we do. Or mainly she does. Always implying that I've been spades crushing on her and getting shut down. It never stops being hilarious. First of all, as if she can prove anything. Second, if we're being totally fair here, more than a few of her snappy comebacks are arguably more tinged with that sort of eyebrow-cocking hostility than anything I've ever said to her. It makes one a little suspicious, no? That maybe there's some projection going on here, just saying.
All right, Karkat, I'm gonna leave you here to dig yourself into whatever embarrassing hole you seem intent on digging. I'm gonna keep working the crowd a bit. As you know, a leader's job is never done. See ya.
Bye! Maybe try acting a little more gracious in defeat next time. Just a little advice from one leader to another.
She's gone. I think you needed to come up with that comeback a little faster.
Yeah. Damn.
I think, as a friend, it would behoove me to, confide somewhat about the realities of pursuing anything with her.
Wait, what? Kanaya, you weren't taking that pathetic, jokey, unrequited black rum stuff seriously, were you?
Let's imagine that my attitude toward the joking or non-joking status of that is perfectly neutral, while I just say these things. Aside from the fact that she literally just got finished telling me she wasn't interested in any non-pale relationships, I think that would be a blind alley regardless. I admit this from experience, and not without chagrined hesitation, but only frustration and heartbreak are down that road.
Oh?
She's turned out to be a tremendous partner in pale relationships. Maybe even, a bit freakishly so? But anything stronger than that, I think, would probably be disastrous. She is way too focused and self-absorbed to maintain such strong feelings for long. She would need to learn to let go of some of her ambition and figure out how to prioritize the feelings of other people. She might even figure out how to be happy.
Yeah, wow. A chill just ran up my posture pole trying to imagine that. You know, I don't know if I've ever told you, but you have a really impressive grasp over romantic analysis.
Well, I have read a lot of novels too. I just don't brag about it much, because it would literally be preposterous to do so.
We should be jamming on this subject more. Maybe explore some of my more advanced theories. We're surrounded by amateurs in this field, so it gets a bit frustrating. Well, the mayor's a good sounding board, at least, when I want to bounce some of my more out-there ideas off someone.
Why don't we schedule an academic conference sometime? Just you, me, and the mayor.
Oh, fuck yes!
Wow. Anyway,
Pinnacle.
we gotta end the episode now.
What?
It's been over an hour.
Holy shit,
Well,
we did not even make it that far in.
I know, yeah, that's the thing. Well, it looks
Wow.
like less, but it also is not that much. That's what I'm saying is, like, you know, the page count is small, but it's like all these long pester logs and dialogue
I
logs.
see.
I mean,
We're getting all the fun dialogue out of the way, and then it's
we
going to
have
be,
to get
okay,
all
big
the
fight time.
dialogue. We have to have this is like the final like time for all the dialogue left in Homestuck to happen.
Yep.
So that we can get all the character interaction we want, and then it will end.
And then it's bad guy stabbing time.
Yes.
Nah.
But yeah.
Well,
I
shit.
hope you're ready for more of that in the next episode. Presumably,
Yeah.
the Lalondes and Strider will
Yep.
have a little bit of an interaction. Anyway, goodbye everybody. We'll see you next time, next week. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.